I wanted you to see this image first, to make you aware that you've been pairing food with something that you drink since you were a kid. Imagine yourself eating a hot chocolate chip cookie and then following it with a sip of cold milk. Those moments of pleasure are so burned into your mind that I bet your imagination allows you to remember the combination of the two of them together. One of the pairing principles that you've probably already figured out is the hot cookie with the cold milk. It's the yin and yang. But one of the pairing principles that you're probably not aware of is the fat content of the creamy milk and the tannic structure of the dark chocolate chip cookies that are also yin and yang on your palate. In this class, we're going to learn those principles, and we're also going to learn what not to do. The first thing that you need to know is that there are no rules in the world of wine and food pairing. There are only principles. There are 3 types of tasters. We have hypersensitive, sensitive, and tolerant. Now, a lot of this categorizing of a taster has to do with genetics. For instance, a hypersensitive taster is a person that has more taste buds in their mouth than the average person. The science world calls this type of person a super taster. And this type of taster will find the acids and tannins in wine totally offensive to the palate. As a matter of fact, you could sit this person down with a $40 Kobe steak from Japan, a $100 bottle of Cabernet Sauvignon from Napa, and they're still not going to like the wine, even though the pairing would be brilliant. It's the fact that they have more taste buds, so the tannins will be assaulting. The sensitive wine drinker is the most common wine drinker, and this person likes the approachable wines. Not too tannic, not too acidic, which describes most of the wines that are available in our market on our grocery store shelves. Then there is the tolerant wine drinker, and this person likes the high tannins, the high acids, the more aggressive wines, the more geekier wines, and most likely this person is a professional in the business who is tasting about 30 wines a week to where their palate has become conditioned and looking forward to the aggressive, masculine structure of these wines. Wine and food pairing started, of course, in the Old World. And the Old World is France, Italy, Spain, and Germany. The Old World has been structuring their wine to pair with their food since the beginning of wine culture. Notice how I said they structured their wine to go with their food? Each country has many different regions, and each of those regions have influenced the way their food sources have developed. I'll use France as an example. The entire west coast of France is on the ocean, and that's the Atlantic Ocean. Now think about the temperature of the Atlantic Ocean compared to the temperature of the Mediterranean Sea, which borders the bottom east part of France. Different water temperatures mean different types of fish inhabits those oceans and seas. Cold water fish can have more fat content, while warm water fish can be more lean. Spain borders France to the south. While both countries' cuisines are traditionally different, I assure you that right there on the border, there's a fusion of the two, considering they're sharing the same agricultural resources. We can assume the same about the areas of France that border Italy and Germany. The Old World has spent the past 2,000 years figuring out which varietals grow best in which areas. Having said that, winemakers have taken those styles of food in high regard and consideration when structuring their wine. In regards to the Old World of winemaking, I've used this example many times to help people understand how important food is to the Old World winemaker. In California, you might find a winemaker that is structuring the wine for the ladies to sit around the swimming pool and drink. In France, you will not have a winemaker structuring wine for the ladies to sit around the swimming pool and drink. It's all about the food. And that includes dessert wines as well. I'm sure that most of you have heard the rule that red wine goes with red meat, or white wine goes with fish. While this rule, or principle, can be successful in its simplest form, it can be misleading. And I ask of you, now I beg of you right now, let it go. Let the old rule go. The rule of red wine with red meat and white wine with fish is rumored to have been created by a French government think tank right after World War II. Their economy was in the toilet, exporting was the key to revitalizing their economy. And who eats a lot of red meat? Americans. And the American soldiers were treated like royalty at the end of World War II and had a lot of great experiences with wine and food. They're the ones that allegedly took this rule back to America. Now you've got a pretty good understanding of why we pair wine with food. Let's head on to the next video and find out how we pair wine with food. If you're not at Skooks.com and you're watching this video as a promotional video, go to Skooks.com and search wine or food server, and you'll find my academy, Teaching Wine Online. I invite you to take my courses and feel free to connect with me as well. Learn, share, and connect at Skooks.com.